Jiu-Jitsu masters are specialists in ground control, locks, and countering opponents' attacks. Their ability to dominate fights on the mat is a truly beautiful art form. This Japanese martial art is designed to enable fighters to defend themselves in hand-to-hand combat situations. Its techniques include throws, joint locks, and grappling, with a strong emphasis on ground fighting to overpower the opponent. Over time, Jiu-Jitsu has evolved into various forms, influencing martial arts such as Judo and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Royce Gracie is an undeniable figure when discussing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. This Brazilian fighter is a legend in both the world of Jiu-Jitsu and MMA. Born on December 12, 1966 in Rio de Janeiro, Royce Gracie grew up as the son of Helio Gracie, a Brazilian martial arts legend, particularly in Jiu-Jitsu. This familial legacy introduced Royce to martial arts at a very young age. Inheriting the techniques of Gracie Jiu-Jitsu, later known as Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Royce followed the family tradition, where every Gracie family member was expected to compete against martial artists from other disciplines. One of Royce's recorded fights inspired an entrepreneur named Art Davie to create the UFC. Royce made his UFC debut in 1993 at UFC 1, where he faced a boxer named Art Jimerson. As the fight began, Royce quickly secured his opponent's leg, taking him down to the canvas.
He's wearing boxing shoes.
Exactly.
He'd like to grab him, but he's wearing a pair of boxing gloves.
Well, he's got
doesn't
one
know
glove
how to
on.
headbutt him unless it's in close.
Exactly.
And if he gets in close...
Royce maintained control over Jimerson for an extended period until the boxer tapped out, unable to figure out how to escape Royce's jiu-jitsu hold.
Yes, they didn't see the tap.
Put these guys after trying to breathe under there.
That's
Here's the replay here.
Here's the replay. Now watch what happens. Now he's working with him.
let's see.
He's trying to push away. I think more or less he just gave up.
He already tapped.
Because he can't get out.
One of the most dangerous aspects of jiu-jitsu is joint locks. This technique is used to incapacitate an attacker by targeting their joints, forcing them to submit without causing permanent injury. This technique was famously demonstrated by Royce Gracie in his fight against Keith Hackney. In a fierce battle lasting over 5 minutes, Royce secured victory with an armbar submission. In another match, he faced Ron Van Cleef and defeated him swiftly. In under 4 minutes, Royce executed a chokehold that compelled Van Cleef to surrender.
Now you look for the choke.
For the action, he can't stop the fight.
That's it. Captain.
Another member of the Gracie family, Rorion Gracie, once engaged in a sparring match against a professional fighter. The fight began with Rorion Gracie wrapping his arms around his opponent's body, lifting him into the air, and slamming him onto the ground. The opponent, unfamiliar with ground fighting, found himself increasingly dominated by Rorion. Rorion underscored his dominance with a pair of punches to his opponent's face. Jiu-Jitsu has become one of the best martial arts in the world, thanks to the effectiveness of its grappling techniques in combat. From arm locks to chokeholds, these techniques are designed to defeat any opponent, regardless of their size or strength.
I expected this. Immediately, Rodrigo drops down, starts working for those legs, and that's what I was talking about, these creative entries into these submissions. Look at him, he's immediately got the leg, and he's going to start applying that straight ankle lock.
The match between Akebono Taro and Royce Gracie is a prime example of how Jiu-Jitsu's locking techniques can overcome a much larger and stronger opponent.
体格差をどう仕留めるか。上になりましたよ。
Akebono could do little more than lie on top of Royce. Gracie quickly reversed the situation, locking Akebono's arm, and the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu master claimed victory through submission. A submission victory was also achieved by Ikuhisa Minowa in his bout against the legendary giant fighter, Butterbean.
Almost 200 pounds more. Minowa with a drop kick, landing on his feet.
Ikuhisa opened the duel with a graceful drop kick. The Japanese fighter landed flawlessly, ensuring he didn't leave himself vulnerable for long.
And it doesn't take long for the crowd here to get behind Ikuhisa the Punk Minowa. But after that second attempt at
the two then engaged in an extended ground battle. Ultimately, Ikuhisa secured the win by locking in a submission hold, putting an end to the Giant's resistance.
Just a little bit more pressure. He almost has it, and there it is.
Nice sweep
nice
there,
sweep
by, right into side control trick.
Great
holding
drop.
on to his grip there, but now Minowa's extending it.
Oh, wow.
Incredible jiu-jitsu submissions have also been showcased on the UFC stage, such as when Ortega defeated Swanson with an anaconda choke.
Swanson trying to survive the round. He might survive the round.
Besides Ortega, Marcus Almeida is another standout figure. A Brazilian jiu-jitsu black belt, he is often regarded as the greatest grappler of his generation and perhaps in the entire history of BJJ.
He knew the rear naked choke was coming. Look at that side choke. He still has the artery. That's a good squeeze.
Nicknamed Buchecha, this fighter has dominated various BJJ tournaments since 2011, eventually signing with one championship in 2020. However, his debut match only took place in 2022. Almeida impressively won his first 3 fights via submission, all within the first round. However, in today's world of modern martial arts, it's not just about grappling.
Who's the man? Who's the man? No burpee? No burpee? No burpee?
Take, for example, a fight between a blue belt jiu-jitsu practitioner and a professional boxer. From the start, the jiu-jitsu fighter struggled to break through the boxer's defense. Conversely, the professional boxer kept landing jabs that forced the jiu-jitsu fighter to remain on the defensive. The jiu-jitsu master repeatedly attempted submission holds, but the boxer skillfully countered each move.
Okay, break, next.
Later, the boxer faced another jiu-jitsu practitioner, this time a white belt. However, like before, the boxer rendered the jiu-jitsu fighter powerless. Finally, a jiu-jitsu fighter wearing a blue gi and white belt stepped into the ring to challenge the boxer. This jiu-jitsu fighter appeared stronger than the 2 previous practitioners. He managed to force the boxer into a clinch battle, leveling the playing field.
Okay, break.